So you were in the fall session of my EFT for food and weight loss program, and basically I just wanted to ask you a few questions about your results with that program. Let's start off by talking about how much weight have you lost since the beginning of the program and even now?
I've lost a solid 40 pounds, even considering daily cyclic fluctuation. I haven't measured any dimensions before or after, but I'm wearing clothes more comfortably and wearing clothes I used to fit when I was on my target weight. So I'm going the right direction.
That's great. So was the program what you thought it was going to be? Was it what you expected?
It was what I expected in terms of the acupressure aspects of it. What I didn't expect was for it to bring up as many emotional issues and be able to work through those emotional issues through the program.
Good. So what part of the program did you think was most helpful?
The regularity of attending once a week, I really look forward to. It was really important that those weekly programs were there, and the support that I found with the group of people, and everybody having their own gains and successes along the way.
Right. And did your results with the program end when the program ended?
Absolutely not. It's changed my whole lifestyle and my whole approach to dealing with my life and then the food that I eat. And no, I'm continuing to lose weight on about the same rate as while I was in the program. And my set points and my barriers seem to be smoother and easier to get through, and they last shorter, and there's less work to work through them.
That's great. And how do you feel about exercise now?
I get a lot of exercise because I lead a really active life. The exercise simply gets easier when I'm not carrying all that extra weight above my knees. So the exercise just gets easier all the time.
Do you feel like you've made some permanent changes to your mind or your thinking or your emotions as a result of the program?
Yes, it's opened, doors, introspective doors that have really given me a lot of freedom that I didn't have before, and released a lot of guilt that I was carrying along with me that probably was, a driver or one of the sources of my overeating.
So can you talk just about that a little bit more of how you think your emotions had some role to play in that extra weight?
Well, it was difficult to identify, but it was interesting that as I worked through all the emotions that came up as we tapped, and then we worked on talking about things that may have happened in our formative years when we were younger, and I realized during those times that those things had more impact on how I felt about myself than I would have ever imagined. And reviewing those and letting those process and sort of forgiving myself, for want of a better thought, really helped me set them, put them behind me and close issues that seem small when you think about them as an adult, but as a child and in the earlier parts of your life, they were really big. Mm-hmm. So nice to finish with those issues.
Good. So what are the types of positive changes would you say have taken place in your life just as a result of the program or through taking the program?
Well, my relationship with food has changed. I mean, I still do little things I probably shouldn't, but I set that aside and don't think about it and just carry on. My trajectory is on schedule. I'm not trying to do anything in a great hurry, but it's all going the right direction in a regular and orderly manner. So, yeah.
Good. What about your hunger signals? Is that different now than it used to be?
Well, yes, because I actually have them now.
Yeah.
And I'm not eating compulsively. I find that I get hungry and I can choose whether to ignore that hunger until it's more inconvenient to satisfy it or not. Hunger is not, it's a relatively new experience. And I recognize hunger from being different from want. And I can respond to it more nutritionally than for comfort.
Right. That's great. Now, would you say that this time, now you've lost weight in the past, and gained it back. And so this time when you lost weight, did you feel like you had to struggle? Were you rigidly following a diet and exercise plan to try and lose weight?
Actually, no, I wasn't rigidly following any kind of a diet plan. It was just a trend. It's a bit slower than the other, high-powered diets I've done that take off the weight and then leave you sort of work it. It's work. This is not really work. This is just the lifestyle change. It's just a more being self-aware of how I'm processing food and nutrition without it being an emotional issue in my life.
Right. So would you recommend the program to other people that are struggling with, people that have lost weight and gained it back, or people that have always struggled with their weight? Do you think the program's worthwhile?
I would recommend the program to anyone, whether they're struggling with weight loss or just being in life. This kind of program, I think, is really good for people that are overweight or people that are just wanting to be more in touch with their formative fundamentals.
That's great. Thanks, Donald. And I want to say to you, I can only give my participants the tools, and it's up to everyone else to use them and do something with them. And you've done an amazing job with the information that I passed on to you. So congratulations and good for you. And I'm really proud of you. So thanks so much for being one of my first participants, one of my great success stories. So if you have anything else to add, go ahead. But if not, I'm going to sign off.
Well, it's a great feeling to be part of a success story like this. The lifestyle change that supports the emotional freedom as a catalyst for initiating and laying the groundwork to becoming a different person. Regardless of how one loses weight, it evokes a version of who you are. And, a different course of action will give you a different outcome. And that's what this does for me. It's that different course of action that's getting me a new result. So thanks a lot, Ellie. And thanks, team, for everybody that was with us on that session. It was great with everybody.
Great. Thanks a lot, Donald.